Catherine Dickens was the wife of Charles Dickens, one of the most celebrated writers in history, but her own life was filled with heartbreak and betrayal. When she married Charles in 1836, he was only beginning his career, and at first their marriage seemed full of promise. Together they had 10 children, and Catherine dedicated herself to raising them while Charles poured his time into writing the novels that would make him famous. But as the years went on, the marriage grew bitter. Catherine's health declined from repeated pregnancies, and she often felt overwhelmed. Instead of showing her kindness, Charles grew distant and critical. He complained about her weight, spoke badly of her behind her back, and began portraying her as mentally unstable. By the 1850s, Charles had fallen in love with a young actress, Ellen Ternan, who was less than half Catherine's age. To pursue this new relationship, he treated Catherine with shocking cruelty. He spread rumors that she was unfit to be a mother and eventually forced her to leave their home in 1858. Most of their children were kept away from her, leaving Catherine isolated and publicly humiliated, while Charles carefully maintained his image as a great moral voice of Victorian society. Catherine lived the rest of her life in the shadows, her health failing and her reputation damaged. But shortly before her death in 1879, she made one final attempt to tell the truth. In a letter to her daughter, she admitted that Charles had not always been cruel, but from the time of their separation, he ceased to be a good husband. It was her quiet act of defiance, a way to reclaim her voice after years of silence. So while the world remembers Charles Dickens as a genius who gave us timeless stories, the story of Catherine Dickens reminds us that behind the legend was a woman who suffered greatly, and a truth that history almost forgot.